Alright, I'm here to do a review of The World Guy Knows Megami Hen, the third season, the Goddess arc. It just finished yesterday, I believe, on September 22nd, 2013. And I have to say, I'm quite disappointed by it. Now, I was extremely hyped up for this because if you don't know, Ivan says, but The World Guy Knows is one of my favorite series of all time. Anime, TV, whatever wise. It's just one of my favorites. And so when I heard that third season's coming out, I was excited. I was hyped up. But the way they done it, it disappoints me. There's no end. It disappoints me because what they done, it continues on from the manga, but they skipped 70 to 80 chapters worth of material. That's about 8 conquests to anyone who actually knows what the show is about. And if you don't know what the show is about, I don't even know why you're here. But they skipped about 8 conquests of girls, of his targets, and they went skip straight to the most popular. I don't even know, to the biggest arc, the Goddess arc. I'm guessing it's because of the popularity of the series. They just wanted to get to the most, just the one that gets the most money if they animated it. Because to be honest, they could have made this like another 3, maybe 4 seasons before they even got to the Goddess arc, and that would have gotten them more money. So I don't see why they skipped all that material. They did go back and make the Tenri arc OVA, which covered about chapter like 8 to 9 chapters of material when Tenri first came in. My eyes. Ah, man, these glasses. Alright, now I have a guideline for my review right here, so going off of that, let's go. Now, this is the arc that TWGOK knows is some shonen actionized stuff, and I don't know how to respond to that because there was just really no build up for it in the anime. In the manga, before going through and watching the Goddess arc, I had to go back and read all of the material after chapter 41 or so, because that's what they skipped over, so I can actually understand what I'm watching. And there was excellent build up in the manga. There was like foreshadowing. There was shadow. There was everything. Like, we just didn't know anything, and we could just tell there was an underlying subplot, like something was going on in the background. Even while Kay was doing his normal conquest, and they brought back characters like Ayumi and Chihiro and even Kusanagi, I think her name was, for the karate club of her sister's arc, and that was a good arc in my opinion. Like, a little drawn out long, but it was a good arc. I just don't know why they didn't adapt it. I keep on harping back on that, but that's the main thing that holds this third season back. This should be like the 6th or 7th season. I don't know. They just rushed it. It's like if you're watching Hunter x Hunter. If you know what it is, or watching the remake of it, you should know what I'm talking about. It's like if you watch Hunter x Hunter, and it just got they went straight from the Hunter exam to like Chimera Ants. You're like, what the fuck happened to everything in between that? What happened to the Heaven's Tower, the York New City, or Green Island? What happened? I don't know. There's the popularity the series has gotten to. I just made a video about popularity, so if you want to look at that, this is a prime example of what happens when a series gets too popular. And the showing action stuff, it just feels really misbalanced until about episode 10, where I'm not gonna spoil it, but they uncover something, or at least Kaba himself, and that's what makes it feel like everything's woven together properly. Because Kaba, it's like Kaba's over here his conquest, and there's the underlying like demon plot and stuff in hell, and then Kaba crossed over, and then everything starts to feel better. I don't know. I stopped reading it after I caught up to the to where it was going to start the Goddess arc, and then I started reading watching the anime. And now, since I'm done with the anime and the season's done, I'm gonna continue where I left off in the middle of the Goddess arc, and then I'm gonna read through all that and go on to what's beyond where is the Goddess arc. I don't know what's beyond the Goddess arc. I'm pretty sure, because there's like 240, 250 chapters right now, so there must be something beyond this, and I'm going to catch up to that, and maybe I'll do a review of the whole thing as a whole right now and where it stands. If I had to say, I give this a final score of 8 out of 10. I'm being very light on the series. If it was any other series, I'd probably give it a 6 or 7 at the very most. But I'll give it an 8. I'll bump it up. As a side note, the romance is still done as always, very well until about the Final Conquest, and then I kind of got a little iffy on that because the Final Conquest, I'm not gonna say who it is or what happened, but it was just kind of iffy to me. And as for Yui's Conquest, that one too was questionable in how Kama approached it, and all I gotta say is the man has no shame. So, AMV Sayer, see you next time.